Good afternoon, students. Today in this lecture, we are going to start a new topic of working principles of Lancashire and locomotive boilers. See, this is a locomotive boiler which is in a cylindrical, which is in the shape of a cylindrical shell, and it is in a horizontal position, and we can observe the components of this Lancashire boiler here. See, pressure gauge, water level gauge, fire door, firebox, ash pit, grate, blow-off cock, feed check valve, manhole, steam stop valve, chimney, cylindrical shell. These are the components of this locomotive boiler. We can study these components in a detailed manner one by one. See, this is the front view of this locomotive boiler. This is the front view of the locomotive boiler, and this is the side view of the locomotive boiler, and this is the top view of the locomotive boiler. The elevation of this locomotive boiler we can see in the next diagram. See here, this locomotive boiler. See, the front view of this locomotive boiler is how we can observe two fire tubes. Here the firebox is there, and inside, when we are going to observe from front view of the locomotive boiler, we can observe a single fire tube, but in the locomotive boiler we are having two fire tubes. In the fire tubes, the hot gas are going to pass. See here, the steam, after converting the water in water, what is the steam has been produced, has been collected here. This is the safety valve, this is steam stop valve and chimney, and this is the, we are having the two fire tubes here. We can observe here. See, this is the front view. When we are seeing from the front side, we can observe this in this view. And coming to here, this is the side view. When we are observing from the side part of the locomotive boiler, we are going to observe the two cylindrical fire tube boxes here, fire boxes in a cylindrical shape. This is the steam which has been collected at the top part, and this is the water which has been collected at the bottom. This is what the grate around the cylindrical shape at the bottom, and this is the boiler shell, this safety valve. This boiler shell is placed on a brick wall. This is what about the side view which we can observe of the locomotive boiler. See, we are having here, we are having some of the components of the locomotive boiler. Safety valve, we are going to study these components in a detailed way here, that what is meant by a safety valve, how it works in the locomotive boiler. See, safety valve, it is used to blow off the steam when the pressure of the steam inside the boiler exceeds the working pressure. See, it is used to blow off the steam, means blow off means what are the sedimentations form. We are going to remove that excess material or excess flue gases. See how the safety valve is working here. It is used to blow off the steam when the pressure of the steam inside the boiler exceeds, means when the pressure inside the boiler is going to exceed, means it is going to be more, means it exceeds the working pressure, means it is going to control here the safety valve. See, water level indicator, it indicates the level of water in the boiler, means it is going to maintain the water level in the boiler itself. It is placed in front of the boiler. Two water level indicators are used in the boiler. See here pressure gauge, how we are going to use here the pressure gauge, means to indicate the pressure of the steam inside the boiler, how much pressure is there inside the steam. We are going to get the pressure value by using of this pressure gauge. And coming to the steam stop valve, it is the function to stop and allows the steam from the boiler to steam pipe, means whatever the steam is required, we can take from where the steam has been stored, and the remaining can be stopped by using of the steam stop valve. These are some of the components or mountings of the locomotive boiler which we are using for working of the locomotive boiler. See here feed check valve, it stops and allows the flow of water inside the boiler, means feed check valve is used to control the flow of water inside the boiler. See, coming to blow off valve, its function is to remove sedimentations or mud periodically that is collected at the bottom of the boiler. See here, when the boiler is operating, see in the water itself, when feed water has been heated, some of the impurities has been formed, and it is going to collect at the bottom of the boiler. Here the mud or the impurities or the sedimentations which has been formed at the bottom of the boiler can be removed by using of this blow off valve. See, manhole is there, one of the main component which we are using in this locomotive boiler. It is a hole provided on the boiler so that a man can easily enter inside the boiler for cleaning and repairing purpose. Means when the locomotive boiler has raises any problem, by using of this manhole, the man can enter inside the boiler for cleaning and for repairing purposes. This is what which we know about some of the mountings. And here in the locomotive boiler, we are using a fusible plug. It is used to extinguish the fire inside the boiler. When the water level inside the boiler falls to an unsafe level and prevents an explosion, it also prevents the damage that may happen due to explosion. Means in a boiler, we are going to get high temperatures. For controlling of these high temperatures which are developed in the boiler is used this fusible plug. The fusible plug is used to control the damage that is going to happen when heavy temperatures are there in the boiler. This is what about the fusible plug. And we all know that about the grate, it is a platform that is used to burn solid fuel. Upon the grate, we are going to do some combustion process there. Fire door is there, which we are using in the locomotive boiler or in different types of boilers. This, by using of this fire door, we are going to feed coal or fuel into or outside of the boiler. Ash pit, we have already studied in the previous boilers about simple vertical boiler as well as this coherent boiler. In coherent boiler and simple vertical boiler, we have observed that how the ash pit works there. Here the ash pit is used to collect the ash which has been produced after combustion has been completed upon the grate. See, these are some of the mountings which we have studied up to now, what are the mountings we have used in the locomotive boiler. And coming to the accessories, here we are using here economizer, air preheaters, superheater and feed pump. These are the 4 types of accessories which we are using in the locomotive boiler. See here, the economizer is used as a heat exchanger in steam power plant. It is used to preheat the fluid or water by taking the residual heat from the combustion products, that is from the flue gases. It is just installed to increase the efficiency of the boiler in the power plant. Economizer is used as a heat exchanger in steam power plant, that it takes some of the amount from the flue gases which has been raised, and by using of these collected heat from the fuel gases, it is used to increase the efficiency of the boiler in the power plant. This is what about the economizer which we are using at the in front. See here, it is just installed to increase the efficiency of the boiler in the power plant. See here, coming to air preheaters, it is a mechanical device which abstracts the heat from the flue gases and transfers it to the air. Means it is also the air preheater abstracts the heat from the flue gases. It also collects the heat from the flue gases and transfers it to the air. In boilers, the preheaters are installed in between the economizer and the chimney. See here, the economizer and air preheaters are going to collect the heat from the fuel gases, and the economizer is used to increase the efficiency of the boiler, as well as air preheaters are going to transfer this heat to the air in the boilers. See, next coming accessory is nothing but of a superheater. It is used in the superheating of steam produced in the boiler. Its main purpose is to increase the temperature of the saturated steam. After the feed water has been heated, or after the feed water has been converted into saturated steam, it is going to, by using of this superheater, we are going to increase the temperature of the saturated steam without any change in the pressure, is nothing but of a superheater. And coming to the feed pump, it is used to pump the water from storage to the boiler during the boiler operation. Means feed pump means which is used to feed water to the boiler. These are some of the accessories which we are using in the locomotive boiler, and we can observe here the elevation of the locomotive boiler, how it is going to be. See, I have shown you the diagram of locomotive boiler, how we are going to observe the front view, the side view, and the top view. When we are going to observe from the front view, we are going to see only one fire tube from the front side, from the front view. But inside the shell, inside the locomotive boiler, we are having two fire tubes, which we can visible only one fire tube when we are going to see from the front view. And when we are going to see from side view, we are going to observe two fire tubes. We can see the two fire tubes from the side view. And coming to the bottom tube, we can observe both the fire tubes from the top side. This is what which we are showing the top view, side view, and front view elevations in this diagram. See, this is the front view which we are showing here. When we are going to observe from the front, we are going to observe only a single fire tube here. And this is the side view. We can observe two fire tubes here. This is the boiler drum, or it is nothing but of a shell. Inside the shell, we are having two fire tubes. See here, this is the steam space where we are going to collect the steam. This is the steam stop valve, and this is the safety valve, and this is the furnace door. This is the place where we are going to collect the ash here. It is nothing but of ash pit, and this is nothing but of the blow of cork. Blow of cork means nothing but of what are the impurities formed under the boiler can be removed by using of this blow of value. And coming to here, we are having furnace grate. Furnace grate means upon the furnace grate we are going to do combustion process. We are doing by using of the coal, we are doing some combustion process. This is the furnace door. By using of this furnace door, we are going to feed some solid fuel upon to the grate. See here, this is the fire tube. This is the fire tube, and after combustion has been done, what are the hot gases produced there from the combustion chamber is going to be move in front of the locomotive boiler. See here how it passes. The hot gases is passing through this side, and it enters the bottom central channel, and it is going to be, when we are going to observe from the top view, it is going to be entered here. See, this is the bottom central, and these are the two top. This is the bottom central, and this is the side from the side channel. If we are going to observe here, the hot flue gas are going to pass here from the top side and from the bottom side, and from the bottom side it enters into the chimney, and it escapes into the atmosphere. This is what about the Lancashire boiler. When the hot gases are passing through this fire tube, the water is going to be circulated. See here the dotted lines. The water is going to be circulated around this fire tube, around this fire tube, and what are the when the hot when the water is going to be circulated around this fire tube, due to the hot gases passing inside the fire tube, the due to convection process, the water get heats up, and it is going to be converted into a steam. And what is the steam has been produced? It has been collected in the steam space, and whenever it is required, by using of the steam stop valve, we are going to control the steam, and we are using the steam here. And this is what which we know that how the sedimentations which has been formed in the combustion chambers has been collected here. What is the ash which has been formed here is collected in the ash pits here. Rear exit pass. This is what bottom central channel here. This is what the side channel chimney, rear exit passage. See here, this is the side channel to bottom central channel and side channel 1 here. This is what the boiler drum, which we can observe the elevation of the locomotive boiler here. And this is what we can observe the side view, the front view here. Here we are having a water level indicator, and we are having the gauge here. Here we can observe the steam stop valve here. Here we are having the safety valve. Here we are having the chimney. This is the main. MF means nothing but of main flow. Main flow. See here, we are having the grate here. From the fire door, we are going to feed coal upon to this grate. After some combustion has been takes place, what are the hot gases raised here? The hot gases are passing through the main flow, and it enters into the bottom flow. See here, at the bottom, we are going to, at the bottom of the boiler, what are the sedimentations has been collected is entered into the blow of clock. See, this is the front. When we are going to observe the front view, we are going to observe only a single fire tube, how the hot gases are passing from main flow to the bottom flow. See here, from the bottom flow, it enters to the side flow. See here, we can observe here main flow. These are the two fire tubes. See here, flow tubes. See here, this is the boiler shell, bottom flow, side flow. This is the side flow. Here from the side flow, the main flow gases, here hot gases are going to be entered, and from these two, when we are going to observe from the side, we are going to observe these two flow tubes. This is the two flow tubes. The fire is going, the hot gas are going to flow through these side flows, and by using of this side flow, it is going to be entered into the atmosphere. See, what are the hot gases which we are getting here? By using of this damper, it is going to be side, and it is going to be, see here, it is going to be at atmosphere by using of the chimney. This is the chimney. This is the chimney, and the gases here is raised, or is going to be, by using of this chimney, it is entered into the atmosphere. See, some of the characteristics of this Lancashire boiler are nothing but of, this Lancashire boiler is a horizontal tube boiler. It is the stationary fire tube boiler. Means stationary means nothing but of which can be placed at one place, and it cannot be moved from one place to the other place. It is constant, which cannot move from one place to the other place. And internally fired multi-tube boiler. See, internally fired means the firing is going to be done inside the boiler itself, and the hot gases are going to pass inside the flue tubes, and around that flue tubes water is going to be flowed, and it is a natural circulation boiler. It is happens naturally, and we are not using any pumps here for pumping or for feeding. It is happening naturally by using of hot gases. It is a medium pressure boiler. This is what some of the characteristics which we can study about this Lancashire boiler here. See, coming to here, we are having some specifications of this Lancashire boiler. See, shell diameter should be 2 to 3 meters, and the length of the shell should be 7 to 9 meters, and maximum work pressure should be 16 bar. The pressure should be maintained at 16 bar. The steam capacity should be 9,000 kg per hour, and the efficiency is 50 to 70% for the Lancashire boiler here. See, we are having some applications of this Lancashire boiler. It is commonly used in sugar mills, textile industries, where power generation as well as process heating is required. See here, where heating is required, in small industries, we are going to be used these Lancashire boilers very much. Means nothing but of in sugar mills, textile industries, as well as in different ways we are going to use this Lancashire boiler. See, the construction, about the construction of this Lancashire boiler, it consists of a cylindrical shell and two fire tubes. As I have shown you in the previous diagram itself, and now we can observe here also, that it is a cylindrical shell. See, in the first diagram I have shown you that it is a cylindrical shell. We can observe here It is a cylindrical shell, and two fire tubes. We are having two fire tubes in that cylindrical shell. The cylindrical shell is placed over the brick structure. We can observe from the first diagram that this cylindrical shell has been placed on the brick structure. This is the brick structure. Upon the brick structure, this cylindrical shell has been placed. See here, the boiler have three passages for flow of the flue gases. This is the first passage, second passage, and it enters into the second flue. See, second fire tube, and one of the flue passes from inside of the boiler, and second from below, and third from the side of the boiler shell. We are observing the Lancashire boiler in three views: front view, side view, and top view. See, the passage of the flow also is said to be flowing from three ways. That the first, it passes inside of the boiler, second from below of the boiler, and third from the side of the boiler shell. These three passes are formed by brickwork, one bottom flue and two side flues. See, this is one bottom flue, and these are the two side flues which we can observe in the construction. See here, these three passes are formed by brickwork, one bottom from and two sides. The grates are provided at the front and inside of two main fire tubes. See here, we are having grates at the front end and inside of the fire tubes, which we can observe here in the first diagram that here we are having fire boxes here. In the fire tube, we are having the fire boxes here. And this is the grate. And here for two fire tubes, we are having different grates here. We can observe this is the front view. This is the side view. From the side view, we can observe these two. And coming to here, this is the side view. At the side view, we are going to be observed here. We are going to observe the grate here at the firebox. See here, the grates are provided at the front end and inside of two main fire tubes. See, fire bridge is provided at the end of the grate to prevent coal and ash particles entering into the interior of furnace tubes. See, we are having fire bridge. This is the fire bridge. Fire bridge is there, which we can observe here. Here we are having some fire bridge at the end of this. Is provided at the end of the grate to prevent coal and ash particles entering into the interior of the furnace tubes. Superheater is also provided here. This is the superheater. Is provided at the end of the main flue. This is the main flue. At the end of the main flue, in the passage of flue gases. An economizer is at the end of the side flue before exhausting the gases to the chimney. Dampers are placed at the end of the side flues to control the flow of gases here. This is what about the construction of the Lancashire boiler. And coming to the working principle, see here the coal is introduced to the grate through fire holes. By using of the fire door or fire holes, we are going to feed coals upon to the grate here. The combustion of coal takes place in presence of air, which is regulated by damper. By using of this, by regulating of the damper, the air is going to be entered. See here, upon the grate, the combustion will produce. Here, when we are going to feed the coal here upon the grate, the combustion has been takes place, and it is going to produce the hot gases upon the grate. See, path of flue gases. The hot gases from the grate passes up to back end of the tubes. See here, when the combustion has been takes place, the hot gases are going to pass up to the back end of the tubes. See here, this is the back end of the tube, and then in the downward direction, see here, it enters into the downward direction, means from the main flow to the bottom flow. They move by bottom flow to the front of the boiler. See here, it moves from bottom flow to the front of the boiler, where they are divided into two streams. See here, you can observe here, we are having two streams, and pass into the side flow, and again it is going to be passed into the side flow, from bottom flow to side flow. This is the side flow which we can observe here. They move along two side flows and enters into the chimney. See, after entering into the two sides, it is going to be enters into the chimney and then discharges to the atmosphere here. Due to this flue gas path, the water in the shell is heated. See here, the water, the dotted lines which we are showing here, the dotted lines which we are showing here. See, the water in the shell is heated from bottom by the bottom flow, from side by the side flow, and from center of the fire tubes. See here, when the hot gases are going to pass due to convection process, the heat is going to be absorbed by the water, and the steam is going to be generated here at the top of the shell. And we are going to convert, if we want this steam to be superheated, means it is going to pass into the superheated tubes here. This is what about the working principle of a Lancashire boiler, which we can observe. And we are having some of the advantages of the Lancashire boiler, that due to three phase or passes of flue gases, the heating surface area per unit volume of boiler is large. The fluctuations in load can be easily met by this boiler due to large reservoir, easy operation and low maintenance costs, easy to clean and inspect. See, by using of economizer and superheater, maximum heat of flue gases is utilized, so efficiency of the boiler can be increased. See here, as we are using here the economizer and superheater, we are going to increase the boiler efficiency here. And we can, as it is more vast area is there, we can clean easily and we can inspect, and to maintain this boiler, it is very advantageous. And coming to the disadvantages, we are having some disadvantage, that maximum working pressure is limited to 16 bars, means the pressure, due to pressure we are having some one disadvantage. Due to brickwork, more floor area is required. See here, we are using here for discharging or for uh, diluting of the hot gases, we are using some brickwork here. See, and response of pressure buildup is less. The furnace is inside the tubes, therefore the grate area is restricted. This is what the disadvantages, some of the disadvantages in the Lancashire boiler. This is what about the Lancashire boiler which we are studying about. The construction, the working principle, and the advantages and disadvantages of a Lancashire boiler. And coming to the next boiler which we are studying is about the locomotive boiler. See here, the locomotive boiler, it is a horizontal multi-tubular internally fired natural circulation boiler. See, the locomotive boiler is in a horizontal shape. Multi-tubular means we are having more number of tubes inside the boiler. Internally fired means firing has been takes place inside the boiler itself. And natural circulation boiler, naturally without using any external source, the locomotive boiler is going to be worked. It is a fire tube boiler. See here, it is a fire tube boiler, And some of the components which we are using in this locomotive boiler is nothing but of boiler shell with a steam dome and furnace, firebox and grate, combustion chamber and flue pipes, smoke bags and chimney, boiler mountings and accessories. These are some of the components which we are using in the locomotive boiler here. We can observe here the locomotive boiler diagram. See here what happens here. This is the steam dome, which we are going to collect the steam here under the dome. And this is the regulator, steam regulator, which we can regulate the steam. And this is the stop valve. And this is the smoke box which we are using here in the locomotive. And this is the exhaust steam pipe. And this is the chimney which we are using here. And these are the long horizontal fire tube. And this is what the shell, horizontal shell. And the air is passing upon to the grate here. This is what the grate here. And this is the fire door. See here, from the fire door, the coal is going to fed upon to the grate here, upon to the grate, and the combustion has been takes place here. After the combustion has been takes place upon the grate, see here, from here the air is passing upon to the grate for getting combustion very quickly, and for doing for complete combustion the air which we are using here, and the combustion takes place here. After the combustion has been done, what are the hot gases produced here is going to pass into these fire tubes. Inside the fire tubes, see here, inside the fire tubes, these hot gases which has been formed enters into the fire tubes. See here, when the hot gases are going to be entered into the fire tubes, around the fire tubes the water is going to be circulated, and the heat is going to be due to convection process, the heat is going to be transferred to the steam and is going to be entered. See here, due to the convection process, the water which is circulating around these fire tubes are going to be converted into steam, and the steam is takes under the steam dome, and which we are going to collect the steam here, and the gases are exposed to the atmosphere by using of this chimney. It is exposed, the flue gas is exposed to the atmosphere. Here we are having the superheater header, means when we are going to convert the steam into superheated steam, the steam is going to be entered into the superheater header, and it flows into the this superheater tubes, and the steam at last is going to get out by a superheater heated steam, and the exhaust, when it is going to be entered into the tube, some of the steam has been exhausted, and we are going to collect the steam here. This is what about the exhaust steam pipe, and this is what the smoke box. After collecting the flue gases, it enters into the smoke box, and by using of this smoke box it enters to the chimney. By using of the chimney it enters into the atmosphere. This is what about the locomotive boiler which we can study. See, this is the construction or main parts which we can observe of a locomotive boiler. See here what I have said you, that from the fire hole we are going to feed coal upon to the grate, and here upon the grate combustion has been takes place, and from the fire hole itself we are feeding the secondary air here, and we are going to feed the primary air, and this is the fire brick arch. This is the firebox which the combustion takes place here. After doing combustion process, what are the hot gases generated or developed here is going to be entered into the these tubes, into the fire tubes, and the steam what are around these hot gases, hot fire tubes. Now, what are the hot gases inside the fire tubes? Around the fire tubes, the water is going to be circulated, and due to convection process, what is the heat absorbed by the fire tubes? By using of that, the water is going to be converted into the steam. See here, by using of the superheater, we are going to convert the steam into superheater. Here under the dome, the steam has been collected, and these are some of the accessories are the some of the mountings which we are using for working principle of these locomotive boiler. This is what are the mountings which we are using here is nothing but of fire hole. Here we are using fire hole, sir, for feeding the coal upon to the grate. This is the fire box where combustion has been where combustion is going to be takes place, and upon the grate where soil fuel is kept and burnt here. Here fire brick arch, it is a brick arch placed inclined over the grate. It prevents the entry of the ash, dust and burnt fuel particles into the fire tubes. For controlling of entering the ashes and dust particles up into the fire tubes, this fire brick arch is created there, and boiler tubes are there. Boiler tubes are there. See here, there are fire tubes through which the hot flow gases passes and exchange the heat with the surrounding water. See smoke box. According to the name, it is a box in which the smoke of the burnt fuel after passing through the fire tube get collected. From there, it is exhausted in the environment by using of the chimney and blast pipe. It is a pipe provided above the steam engine. The exhaust steam passes through this blast pipe, an artificial draft that pushes the smoke out. For by using of this blast pipe, the smoke which has been formed it will be entered into the atmosphere by using of the chimney. This is a steam pipe. It is a pipe through which the steam passes, which has two steam pipes. We already have I have shown you there the steam pipe, and where we are going to collect the steam, and where the superheater is placed, and how we are going to superheat the steam here. Superheater is nothing but of it superheats the steam to the desired temperature before entering into the cylinder of the steam engine. Means for desired temperature we are going to send the steam to the superheater. Superheater element pipe, these are the pipes superheater through which the steam travels and gets superheated. The dome we have observed in the figure that it is present at the top and contains the regulator for regulating the steam produced to the steam pipe. When where we are going to collect the steam is nothing but of the dome, and by using of the regulator valve steam, that is a valve that regulates the steam through the main steam pipe for superheating purpose. Safety valve, we all know this safety valve is used for controlling of the steam, maintain the safe working steam pressure in the locomotive boiler, and for controlling the sedimentations formed or for not entering into the boiler. Superheater header, it is the head of the superheater which accepts the steam from the steam pipe. Chimney means what are the gases exhausting into the atmosphere is collected through chimney, and it sends to the atmosphere. This is what I have explained you about the working of locomotive boiler. In the locomotive boiler, first the solid fuel is inserted in the grate, and is see upon the grate we are going to feed some coal from the fire tube. See, from the fire hole, the burning of the fuel starts and creates hot flue gases, and it after burning it enters into the fire tubes, and due to convection process, the hot gases, the water is going to be converted into steam. This is what about the working principle which I have explained in the diagram itself. See, some of the advantages of locomotive boiler are: it is portable and can be easily transported. It is capable of meeting sudden and fluctuation demands of steam. It is a cost-effective boiler, and it has high steam generation rate. It is compact in size and its operation is easy. Sir, some of the disadvantages: it faces the problems of corrosion and unable to work under heavy load conditions because of overheating problem. Some of its water spaces are difficult to clean. This is what about the advantages and disadvantages of a locomotive boiler, and what are the applications of this locomotive boilers means. Locomotive boilers are mostly used in railways and marines. See, these locomotive boilers are going to be used in railways and marines. The efficiency of this boiler is very less compared with the other boilers. It cannot work in heavy load conditions because this leads to the overheating of the boiler and finally gets damaged. As we are getting overheating, and the boiler is going to be get damaged due to overheating. So this boiler cannot work under heavy load conditions. They are also used in traction engines, steam rollers, portable steam engines, and some other steam road vehicles. This is what about the locomotive boiler, which we have studied about the construction and working principles and mountings and accessories of the locomotive boiler. In this video, we have completed the two boilers of Lancashire boiler as well as locomotive boilers, working principles and constructions, and mounting and accessories. This is what about the Lancashire and locomotive boilers. If and in the next classes, we are going to look after different boilers. Thank you for your attention and for patiently listening. This is Thank you. If you are having any doubts, please call me or mail to my mail ID. Thank you.